schools cannot improve until literally they make it as probably their highest priority. In any organization, not only schools, families, marriages, workplaces, unless the highest priority is to try to build a bridge between the people, between the hearts of the people, if we can use the term hearts as the feeling, caring part, we won't do any better than we're doing now. And billions of dollars have been spent, and billions of dollars will be spent, and nothing's going to change. Good schools we're probably in communities where the parents themselves are more involved with education, which is the biggest difference in what is a good school now and a not such good school. And in terms of personal problems and human problems, they're all based on the fact that the people don't have what I call adequate connections, adequate relationships with the people that they either want to relate to or the people who are trying to tell them, do these things. Because if there's an axiom in this business, or certainly this is an axiom, not only in our business, in anybody's business, that when people get together, as few as two, perhaps in a marriage, more people in other endeavors, whenever you get together to try to, in a human endeavor, whatever it may be, the success of the endeavor is directly proportional to how the people involved in it get along together. Teams that get along well are superior to teams that get along poorly. Businesses, school, teacher has a class and the teacher in that class get along real well, that class is going to do much better than if the teacher in the class don't get along well. I mean, all this is pretty obvious. All this is pretty much...
In creating this video, we interviewed several educational experts about what needs to be done in order to improve student achievement. All of them agreed with Dr. Glasser. The first and most important step is to establish a caring, trusting relationship with the student.
We didn't have the environment here that Dr. Glasser has taught us about 10 years ago. Today, this environment has totally changed. I think that my connection with my students is the most critical thing we have going. It's vital. I want my students to be so excited to come to class each day that they're just dying to see what thing I'm going to produce for them next and what we're going to do together. My class is one of laughter and fun, and I always know what they're doing on the side of their lives. I want them to be so passionate, not about maybe my class, but about learning in general, that they come to my class to hopefully find something new each day. And I know that my relationship with my students is what creates a lot of success for them and for me.
Listening to students it's also critical, but I think it's part of a whole package. It's just one factor in what creates a circumstance, an environment in a classroom that kids feel welcome, that kids feel this is a place I want to be. I mean, the whole aura of school as being a place I want to get out of. We ask kids, what do you like about school? And the first answer is, unfortunately, a recess, lunch. When we get beyond that, they're willing to tell us it's my friends I like being here because of my friends. Well, I think we should encourage that, embellish that. And, when we ask teachers to be friends, we all say, that's not my job. I shouldn't be friends. I need to be, more of an authority figure. But being friends, what we really mean is to be friendly.
Have you ever planted a garden? They had all planted gardens. I said, did you ever have something that didn't grow? Of course you have something that didn't grow. Do you yell at it? Do you stand out there saying, look at you, I plant you, I water you, I talk to you, I buy the best seeds, I fertilize you. Why can't you be more like the beans? What's wrong with you? You should be this high by now. Nobody does that. I mean, that's ludicrous, and yet we do this to children. Again, if I thought it would teach them how to subtract, I'd say go for it, but it doesn't. It only teaches them, I'm not safe here. And we know from all the brain research that if kids do not feel safe, they do not learn, because they are stuck in a part of their brain that is just trying to protect themselves. And that's not the place in the brain that we need to be to learn how to subtract.
We've tried for years, maybe centuries, who knows, to teach subjects, to teach techniques, to teach anything. And unless you have a relationship with the person who's teaching you, you're going to learn something but it's not going to be as significant. It's not going to be as meaningful to you, and possibly as useful to you. And I'll give you a real example in my real life. My daughter just got her driver's license. And of course, she came in very motivated to learn how to drive. And after the first lesson, I said, "How was it?" And she said, "It was great." And I'm expecting a whole long story of all the things she did, where she drove, and it was her first time. And she says, "The guy didn't yell at me. He just let me drive around, and he didn't yell at all the things that I did wrong." And that's all she heard, her first day out on the road. And to me, that says exactly what I'm talking about. He established a relationship with her first, and he didn't care about the driving. He told me that afterward. He said, "We'll have plenty of time for the lessons and the instruction later. I need her to be comfortable with me and to trust me," and that's the word he used. And I think it's the same thing in the classroom. Without trust, without an environment that kids are going to feel that this is a place I can learn, people are going to listen to me, I'm not going to be criticized. People don't mind to be instructed on how to do things better, but if you perceive every instruction as criticism, then you're just going to take it internally and feel like you're a failure.